Have Thank you. Please introduce yourself.
Myself Divek Yadav. I am from Mandargarh, Haryana. I have completed my schooling from Indus Valley Public School, and I completed my graduation from IIT Kanpur in Department of Mechanical Engineering. And my areas of interest are reading about security issues, in particular to India and in general to South Asia.
Okay.
Okay, Devesh. Can you give me a few differences between SARC and BIMSTEC?
So SARC is SARC's headquarters is in Kathmandu,
Yes.
whereas as my knowledge, BIMSTEC doesn't have any permanent secretariat.
Okay.
SARC is associated with the South Asian countries, whereas BIMSTEC is associated with the countries bordering Bay of Bengal. And BIMSTEC, SARC has an annual meeting program, whereas BIMSTEC does not have such thing. And there are some areas of cooperation in BIMSTEC in 7 areas like cultural, technological, science and tech, etc. And BIMSTEC is known as the future growth center or a India-led centric grouping rather than SARC because of absence of Pakistan.
Can you tell me 2 ways by which SARC can be made more productive?
Sir, in SARC there is a problem that if even one member, if he rejected some idea, it cannot be promoted forward.
Okay.
And as their meeting are conducted, even one of the member says no, the meeting cannot be held. That is the reason because of 2016, after Uri attack, the SARC meeting hasn't been held.
So say the consensus thing is removed from
Yes,
the
sir.
mandate.
Yes, sir.
Can it still become more productive?
Certainly, SARC can become more productive as SARC has done tremendous work like South Asian satellite. It was a SARC proposal that was suggested by our Honorable Prime Minister, but because due to the hindrance creating problem by the Pakistan, the satellite was renamed as South Asian satellite.
Okay.
Again, there is a program of motor vehicle agreement that was signed in 2005, but it doesn't come to fruition.
Okay.
And BBIN was suggested
Yes,
after
yes,
that.
yes. Okay. What do you understand by free and open Indo-Pacific?
Yes, sir. The free and open Indo-Pacific is as construed as it is about securing the sea lines of communication of the trades, and it's basically promoting the rule-based order and democratic rule-based order that no country can have an hegemony in the Indo-Pacific region.
Are there countries around us who have given their own policies or strategies about the Indo-Pacific?
Sir, China has related the concept of Indo-Pacific and dubbed is Quad as an Asian NATO, but India hasn't given, as my knowledge is now, Indo-Pacific some policy document
South
about
Korea
that.
has given
Indo-Pacific. Yes, South Korea has given, Japan has given,
Okay.
European Union has also given, USA has given,
And what's the common part in most of these?
common part, the centrality of India is the common part in all of these documents regarding Indo-Pacific.
Okay, Divek. I'm giving you 60 seconds. Okay. Pick any sustainable development goal. Any sustainable development goal. And since you have done your mechanical engineering from IIT Kanpur as well, how can mechanical engineering solve that particular SDG problem?
Okay, sir.
Take 60 seconds. Take 60 seconds.
Sir, actually, particular SDG goal number is not coming in my mind.
Okay, you can go with the content of it. Say climate action is there, then land on area under land is there. You can.
Okay, sir. If I take the goal of climate action or reducing air pollution, mechanical engineering will help me in regarding policy formulations for the electric vehicles.
Okay.
And bioethanol diesel, and it will be a comprehensive policy. I can make a comprehensive policy regarding not only the introduction of e-vehicles into the market, but also regarding there is a concern regarding the by developed countries also in India, the growing concern when these e-vehicles have their life and the problem with the e-waste generation will be there. So I can make a comprehensive policy regarding the e-waste generation and management of it, and also I can integrate it with the hydrogen mission in the transportation sector. So I can make India's goal of becoming a climate neutral country to 2070.
Okay. Yes, good answer. Uh, Haryana and few districts of Haryana has been healing from the problem of water stress and water logging. Can you indulge the knowledge of your mechanical engineering, and as an administrator, say you are posted as a deputy director of any department, in irrigation department even. Can you tell me few ways how can you reduce that stress, water stress and water logging situation?
So water stress and water logging situation is particular concern in southern Haryana.
Yes.
Especially the water depletion level is gone to around 1,000 feet in some areas.
Okay.
The primary problem regarding this is the absence of agro-based climatic growing of crops,
Okay.
and growing of water guzzler crops. So desertification is basically the maximum use of urea, due to which the soil erosion is happening, and the desertification and much water is using, that is creating the salinization and also the water logging conditions. So my primary stress in that region would be to grow crops, agroclimatic region-based crops like millets, coarse crops, and regarding as a mechanical engineering concept that I will use.
Yes, yes.
Well, as certainly I will not be able to use the mechanical
Okay,
engineering.
can you give me
concept.
some micro irrigation techniques?
Okay, I will stress the drip irrigation system
Yes.
and water harvesting system, so that the water level of these regions can be uplifted, and drip irrigation connected with artificial intelligence sensors, so that the maximum productivity of the area can be increased and utilization of urea can be reduced,
Okay.
so that the desertification and soil erosion problem can be reduced, and the crop utilization and productivity can be increased, so that the farmers' income can be increased in those areas.
Okay.
Since you have passed your degree from IIT Kanpur,
Yes, sir.
so why civil services?
So, civil services gives me actually a broader area, different departments in which I can interact and improve upon. Second, public services in general provided a much more connected to the ground base, to the lower strata of people, vulnerable peoples, rather than in private sector. Private sector, the connection with the people is much more limited as concerned to the civil services. So choosing the civil services is one of the reasons, so that I can help to change them, a meaningful change in the people's life, like basic amenities like sanitation, clean water, housing, etc.
So, Divek, can you enlighten me on the concept of moonlighting?
Yes, sir. Moonlighting is a new concept in which after the lockdown and work from home, some of people are actually working in different companies after their office hours. So this is regarding moonlighting.
So, Divek, as you already know, there is a concept of sexual harassment in Haryana. The issue is with respect to wrestlers that
Yes,
is
sir.
still going on. Can you enlighten me with the provisions that prevail with respect to curbing the sexual harassment and the process?
Sir, actually, my knowledge in this area is limited, but as I recall, there is a committee formation in sexual harassment in which there is an internal mechanism, so that the participant can reach there and a timely foundation of inquiry is done in this regard.
As a director or a deputy director of a sports department, if a particular athlete comes to you with a specific problem, what you will do?
Sir, first of all, I will form a departmental inquiry committee. I will see the person's history, his character, is he as a habitual offender or not. I will make a confidential arrangement so that more people can come out and tell me about this person's notorious behavior. And if these things come to my light, then I will file an FIR, a proper FIR management, and will take actions as according to the law.
Divek, tell me about some 3 flagship schemes from Haryana.
Sir, one of the actually I'm not able to recall, but I'm not aware that e-tendering is the scheme or not. But
Which one?
the recently tendering controversies.
Okay, continue. Yes.
Okay, one of the Mukhyamantri Antyodaya Utthan Yojana, and so sorry sir, I'm not able to recall.
Since Haryana is mostly agricultural state and more of the youth is not inclined to pursue agriculture, there was also a Jat reservation that you may recall 2 to 3 years back. So what you would do to, if you are in a position to improve the agriculture of the state or productivity of the agriculture?
Sir, actually, the major reason the youth is not joining the agriculture is because of the land fragmentation that is happening. And about 80% or 75% of the farmers are small and marginal farmers. And the youth and the farm distress that is going in, even currently in this winter, due to the frost happening in southern Haryana, mustard crop is affected by a large scale. So my particular area of concern would be I will promote the food processing industries in those regions so that the farmer can get and form the farmer producers organizations so that the farmer can add the value to their crops so that he can get a better benefit, as well as the food processing sector is also a labor intensive sector, so it will help in curbing the unemployment associated with it. And I will stress on more agroclimatic zone based crops like millets, etc. And according to these I will make them. Also I will promote them in citrus fruits or horticulture based and agroforestry based occupations which are more remunerative.
Haryana also passed a law with respect to 75% reservation in the private sector. So what is your opinion? Is it good or bad?
So the Haryana has the highest unemployment rate in India. According to CMI data, 37% of youth in Haryana is unemployed. Haryana government has passed this reservation of 75% for the salary less than 30,000. And Haryana government also has reduced the limit of requiring the residential certificate from 15 years to 5 years. And this bill has an end date of 10 years. Currently this matter is sub judice in the Supreme Court or High Court. So I am not able to form an opinion about this. Honorable Court, when they pass an judgment, then we will see.
One more question, last one, Divek. Khap panchayats, they are extra constitutional, basically unconstitutional. They have been kangaroo courts, they have been declared by the courts. But since you face a situation that a Khap panchayat has been formed from your own caste and they are pressurizing you to take a decision with respect to their favor, but what you will do in that situation? It can be, just take a scenario of an intercaste marriage. So what you will be doing with respect to that?
Sir, Khap panchayats are quasi-judicial bodies and they have been declared illegal by the Supreme Court as for the case of interfering in the interfaith marriages or intercaste marriages. If this situation comes with me, I will persuade the people, especially the younger generation, because Khap actually is headed by the older generation peoples. So I will regroup the younger generation peoples and I will spread the social awareness about it. I will make them understand the legal consequences, constitutional consequences of it. And if they will not be persuaded by this, then I will take the legal action against them.
Okay. What is a binomial equation?
Binomial equation is one plus, if an equation like x plus y to the power n, if I have to solve like x is an factorial of nc1 x to the power n, is in a sequence of series, like I can take any power of series like x cube, x to the power 4. It has to be solved. It has a formula of permutation and combination based like nc1 x to the power n y to the power 0 plus my nc2 x to the power n minus 1 y to the power 1 plus dot 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 ncn x to the power 0 y to the power 1.
Bayes theorem.
Bayes theorem is associated with the probability, sir, but actually I have read this topic when I was studying in class 12th. Actually, I am not more aware about it, but actually it is probability inside a probability, as I am recalling.
Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot.